The power of not reacting. How to control your emotions. Have you ever felt like life's got you on a leash? One rude text, one driver cutting you off, one email from your boss, and suddenly you're snapping, barking at the world, losing the version of yourself you actually want to be. That was me for years. One sharp word, one tiny inconvenience, and I'd blow up. I lost friendships because of it. I spent nights staring at the ceiling, replaying arguments in my head. I even put a dent in my own car door once. Yeah, that was me, punching metal like it could somehow make the frustration leave. And here's the worst part. Every time I reacted, I felt smaller afterward, like I'd handed the keys to my mood over to whoever or whatever just pressed my buttons. But then I tried something different. Just one experiment. 7 days. 0 knee-jerk reactions. No snapping back. No instant replies. No letting the first wave of anger or guilt or impatience take the wheel. Instead, I borrowed some wisdom from 3 men in old Roman sandals, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, and I thought it would feel like shrinking, like becoming passive. But it didn't. It felt like the opposite. It felt like holding a new kind of power, quiet, calm, steady. A power nobody could take away, because it lived inside me. And that's what I want to share with you in this video. My 7-day test of not reacting, what I learned from it, and how you can use the same simple Stoic tools to stop letting the world hijack your emotions. Because the truth is this, the strongest move isn't always the loudest reaction. Sometimes it's the pause, sometimes it's the silence, and sometimes it's the smile that says, "You don't own me." Section 1. Day 1. The first crack. Day 1 started with chaos. My alarm didn't go off, the coffee pot cracked while it was brewing, and when I finally sat down at my desk, my inbox was already yelling at me in all caps. Old me? I would have snapped. I would have cursed, maybe slammed a drawer, maybe ruined the whole morning before it even started. That was my pattern. When something outside went wrong, my inside went wrong with it. But this time, I tried something different. Just one small rule. 5 seconds of breath before reacting. Inhale, exhale, again. And right then, a line from Marcus Aurelius hit me. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The coffee maker breaking. Outside event. My inbox exploding. Outside event. My mood. My choice. That's internal. So instead of throwing a fit, I told my partner the coffee pot had officially died, and we split the last sad packet of instant coffee. Was it great? No. But 10 minutes later, I realized something shocking. The inbox was still ugly, the coffee was still bad, but my heart wasn't racing anymore. And that's when the first crack appeared. Not in the coffee pot, though, yeah, that too, but in my old habit of overreacting. For the first time in years, I felt like I wasn't a prisoner of what just happened. Takeaway number 1, fix the crack inside, and the outside usually patches itself. You don't control the world's noise, but you can always control whether you turn the volume knob up or down inside your own head. Section 2. Day 2. Split the world. Mid-morning, my phone buzzed. A troll in the DMs dropped insults I can't even repeat here. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, ready to fire back the perfect comeback. That's the old reflex, the need to win the last word. But then, I froze. I remembered the Stoic drill. Split the world in 2. Column A. My side, my tone, my time, my values. Column B. Not my side, his opinion, the algorithm feeding him, the baggage he's dragging from 2017. Epictetus said it best. We suffer not from the things themselves, but from the opinions we hold about them. So, I deleted the draft, blocked him, and with the 10 minutes I saved, I finished an article I'd been dodging for weeks. The insult was gone. The sting was gone. And, in its place, progress. Second takeaway. Draw the line and stay on your side of it. You can't stop the world from barking at you, but you can stop handing it your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. The line is always there. You just have to choose which side to stand on. Section 3. Day 3. Name it to tame it. Day 3 brought something trickier than trolls or coffee pots, family guilt. I checked my phone and saw a voicemail from Mom. Her voice was tight, almost breaking. "We missed you at Sunday lunch." Again. Instantly, the guilt wave hit. My chest got heavy. My mind scrambled for excuses, work, deadlines, traffic, stress. Old me would have called back, babbling apologies, over-explaining, drowning in guilt, until she forgave me. But this time, I tried a stoic move. Name it to tame it. I said out loud, "Okay, that's guilt," with a side of fear of disappointing her. And just like that, the emotion lost its claws. It didn't vanish, but it softened. It stopped running the show. So I called back, calm this time. No groveling, just honesty. "Hey, I messed up. I should have been there. Can we do next Sunday instead?" She laughed. Forgave me before I even finished the sentence, and the weight I'd carried in my chest all morning evaporated. Third takeaway. When you tag the emotion, it stops hijacking the meeting. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to shine a light on the feeling so it shrinks back to size. Name it, tame it, then choose your response. Section 4. Day 4. Ask, don't tell. By day 4, the test moved out into public. Grocery store, long line, only 2 cashiers open. Everyone's tense. The guy behind me starts huffing loud sighs, muttering under his breath. Then he nudges my cart with his. That old spark flared up in my chest. The part of me that wanted to snap, "Back off, man." But Marcus Aurelius had a different playbook. Kindness is invincible. So instead of snapping, I turned around, looked him in the eye, and asked, "Tough day?" He blinked, like I'd broken a spell. Then he unloaded not anger at me, but frustration about hospital parking tickets and a long morning of bad news. We ended up bagging bananas together, side by side. That's when I realized curiosity disarms anger faster than any sharp comeback ever could. Fourth takeaway. When heat rises, ask instead of tell. Most of the time, people aren't fighting you, they're fighting their own invisible battles. A single question can melt the tension and turn an enemy into a human being. Section 5. Day 5. Pain as tuition. Day 5 hit me in the ankle, literally. Evening jog, headphones in, the kind of run where the world finally quiets down. Then step, twist, snap. Pain shot up my leg like fire. I stumbled to the curb, cursing the sidewalk, cursing my luck, cursing the universe. Old me would have let that pain ruin the night, maybe the week, complaining to anyone who'd listen, limping around like the world had singled me out. But this time, I caught it mid-yell. I whispered a new script. Pain is data. Pain is tuition. Seneca, one of the great Stoics, used to sleep on the floor once a month, just to remind himself that comfort is optional. He chose discomfort, so he'd never be owned by it. So, I limped home, iced the ankle, and instead of wallowing, I wrote 500 words about resilience while the throbbing pulsed under my desk. By bedtime, the pain felt less like torture and more like training. Fifth takeaway. Reframe pain as tuition, and suddenly every setback becomes coursework. Life will hand you bruises, losses, broken appliances, twisted ankles. You can treat them as curses or as classes. The tuition's already paid either way. Might as well take the lesson. Section 6. Day 6. Mantra on repeat. Saturday, I hit the highway. Bright sun overhead, traffic stacked like Lego bricks. 45 minutes of gridlock, zero movement, and the temperature rising like the universe had it out for me personally. My old reflex? Slam the steering wheel, curse the drivers, stew in frustration until my blood pressure spiked. But this time, I tried something else. A mantra. I whispered it under my breath, over and over. No one can hurt me unless I give them permission. That line came from Epictetus, a man who had every reason to be bitter. He was born a slave, yet he became one of the most respected philosophers in history. If he could find freedom inside his own mind, then maybe I could find it in bumper-to-bumper traffic. At first, it felt cheesy, like I was just talking to myself. But after a few minutes, something shifted. The grip in my chest loosened, my jaw unclenched. My mind opened up just enough to notice something I'd never seen before, a little bookstore off the exit. So I slipped out of traffic, wandered in, and found a biography I'd been hunting for months. I bought it, grabbed an iced coffee, and sat outside reading while the traffic solved itself without me. Sixth takeaway. A mantra isn't decoration, it's a steering wheel. When frustration tries to drive, repeat a line that anchors you. The words don't just fill space, they redirect your focus, and sometimes they even open doors you didn't know were there. Section 7. Day 7. The final test. Family dinner. The kind where politics sits on the table like a ticking time bomb. Halfway through the meal, my uncle drops a grenade opinion loud, sharp, designed to provoke. The whole room freezes. Forks hover mid-air. Every eye shifts, waiting for the explosion. Old me? I'd have jumped right in. Facts blazing, voice rising, determined to win the argument at all costs. And by dessert, we'd all be miserable, me included. But this time, I paused. I let the first spike of heat rise, crest, and fall. Then I leaned back and said, "Help me understand why you see it that way." That one sentence diffused the bomb. His tone dropped. The tension bled out of the room like air from a balloon. 10 minutes later, we weren't yelling about politics. We were laughing about football scores and dessert recipes. And me? I stepped outside afterward, looked up at the stars, and felt something steady in my spine. Seventh takeaway. Not reacting isn't weakness, it's strength at its quietest and most unshakable. It doesn't mean you don't care. It means you refuse to be dragged into every fire someone else lights. You stand tall enough to choose when to speak, and when silence is the stronger answer. Conclusion. What stayed? 7 days ended, but the shift stayed. That tiny 5-second gap between stimulus and response felt like discovering a secret lever inside my own mind. Do I still feel anger, shame, impatience? Of course. The emotions still knock on the door. The difference is now I decide whether to let them in. I get to vote on who drives, me or the emotion. Seneca said it best. He is most powerful who has power over himself. And that's the real win. Not the silence for its own sake, not bottling things up, but choosing consciously, calmly, how to meet the world. So here's my challenge for you. Try it today, just once. Pause before reacting. Name the feeling. Split the world into what's yours and what isn't. Or ask one curious question instead of snapping back. Do it once, and you'll feel the difference. Do it for a week, and you'll wonder how you ever lived without that pause. If this resonated, hit like, subscribe for weekly Stoic experiments, and drop in the comments which day hit home for you. Was it the troll in the DMs? The cracked coffee pot? The family dinner? Tell me your story. I read every one. Remember, the world will always rattle its chains, but the key? It's been in your pocket the whole time.